Tony Doherty here for NPC News Online, making history because the champ just got taken out by Shawn Rhoden, who I can now call Mr Olympia. How's that feel?
Still trying to get it to sink in. Feel a little bit surreal.
I can only imagine. I mean, I've just been watching you go from interview to interview. Winkler's just going to bust into the shot because he can. Thanks, Winkler. He can do that. Look, I think it's been a very, very popular win. You know, I was backstage here. We're about to start interviewing Flex Lewis, and we thought, just in case, we won't start the interview. And when you're announced as the first place winner, this whole place erupted. Erupted, man. I've never seen anything backstage in all the years like this. The crowd erupted out there. I know you were confident going into it, but this doesn't happen. You know, normally you just can't beat the champ. It's been close a number of times. When did you know?
I started believing in myself a long time ago when most people weren't paying attention. I started studying pictures. As I said, I'm very anal about bodybuilding. So I started studying pictures of, the different types of body that I'm going to be standing on stage with. I started looking at Phil, and I keep telling myself, hey, you know what? I can beat Phil. I remember in 2015 when Steve switched me next to him, and Steve called it first positive front double bicep. And I remember looking over at him, and he just had that look like, oh, shit. Like, okay, Rhoden just caught up to me. And I just kept that in the back of my mind, especially for this year, where I'm like, hey, you know what? Just don't worry about chasing Phil. Don't worry about chasing Rolly. Don't worry about chasing Big Ramy. Don't worry about chasing William Bonac. Just bring the best Shawn Rhoden.
Yeah, well, we talked about this last night when doing an interview. You kind of almost took the pressure off yourself by not talking up, staying off the radar, working on bringing the best version of you, which you definitely did. You completely nailed it. But remember, was it 2 years ago at the press conference when you called Phil out a little bit? Go, well, hang on, I broke down every pose. Everyone thought it was kind of funny and a little bit of a hustle.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that thinking, this guy's really serious about this. He is actually analytically sat down. He's probably got some kind of app or program in place. He's studying this like school.
I did, man, and I said I study pose for pose with Phil, and keep telling myself, how can I be better? Like, don't worry about being as big as Big Ramy or any of these guys, but if I'm able to bring the best me, like the all-time best me, then let them worry about me. I was like, I have no pressure.
Yeah, you didn't.
I was like, I have no pressure. I have nothing to lose.
Yeah, all the pressure was on Ramy and Bonac,
exactly.
And these guys from last year that played
everybody was talking about, hey, Ramy's going to be 300 pounds. William looked amazing. Rolly just won the Arnold. I'm like, okay.
Do you know what your weight was roughly today?
251.
251. Wow.
At the Olympia last year, it was 236.
Wow. And what about the time you got second?
Around the same weight, 251.
Right. So this is your weight.
Yeah.
And the 250 is the magic mark.
But I have a great coach in Chris Aceto, and a great trainer in Psycho Fitness, and these guys, when I say push me, they push me beyond the point of he's bent. It's like, okay, we know he's almost broken, and he still wants more. Because in the back of my mind, again, Chris Aceto told me, Shawn, just put your blinkers on and stay in your own lane. Send me pictures every day, and we will deliver something that yet to be seen. And everybody kind of laugh when I say that. Because they're like, we've seen you so many times. But Chris kept saying, hey, Chris.
Hey. Here's Chris Aceto. We're just going to call you over and psycho over there.
I don't want to be a sore winner. I don't want to be a sore winner, but I'll do my best.
Now, you're almost emotional before. I think I was looking around the room when it all happened, and I saw you come back, and that was one of my highlights, just seeing the look on your face.
I went nuts. I went absolutely crazy nuts. I've been with Shawn since 2012. Shawn will tell you, I saw him get smoked at the Arnold, and Dave Palumbo asked me, what would happen if you worked with this guy? I said, he'd be Mr. Olympia. Shawn called me up and said, I want to get together with you on advice of Jay. And I said, he said, my goal is to be top 3 in the Arnold. And I said, how about top 3 in the Olympia in the next 16 weeks? And he got 3rd in the Olympia. And I told him, since 2012, Shawn, you are going to win this show. And there's been ups and downs. Last year was, huge disappointment. He had the jaw, the whole people know that story.
But you know what, we're just talking about last year actually turned into an advantage because he was the guy that came into this show with zero pressure. No one was talking about him. They were kind of, maybe he's washed up. He can't improve from where he was at. So we're just talking about that then. He actually came in, the best position of all because everyone was putting pressure on Rami and Bonac to try and take out Phil. He just took all of them out.
He took them all out, and he's not giving that thing up. You think it's too premature to talk about 7? You think, Tony, 7 straight, or?
Well, you know what? I've had a few winners tonight with the girls that won their second one, and everyone says you can get lucky with the first one. You can't get lucky with the second one. You win 2, you're something else.
Hey, listen,
it's as simple as that. Let's work on that.
It's the Mr. Olympia, and Dexter Jackson will tell you, winning 1. You know what? You put that up on your mantle, and you are in the record books, in history.
14 people now in history. You're the 14th person to have that title, man. It hasn't sunk in, so I can't ask him any kind of question.
Sunk into me.
I want to interview him next week.
Well, you know, I have
Psycho? And the other guy we were talking about, Psycho Fitness, was just standing there. And Stan, the training partner. Let's just get a shot of them all.
I know,
Brother, how you holding up? Just look at you. You and Chris just having quite an emotional moment. When you were talking about him, you were looking at me. I was looking at them. And here they are. You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's it, Chris.
I'm okay. But we train hard, and Shawn trusted in me, and he let me, have his way. And things were different, but he trusted in me, and Chris trusted in me, and Stan, and things were different. But they didn't doubt. They just went in and did it. And we made it. And we made it. We
Really,
made it.
mate, you just hit the big time. Stan, you all teared up.
Yeah, no, it's just amazing. It's been a long time coming, Been 3 years I've been backstage with these guys, and we were second 2 years ago, and it was that close. And then last year was major setbacks with his broken jaw, and still managed to get fifth place. But
you know what's great about this moment right now is people think Shawn Rhoden didn't win, but his team just won the Olympia. And Arnold always says no one's self-made.
Hey.
It's all the people around you that create the champion. You all contribute to this. And when we're doing the interview, all he wanted to do was to give credit to you guys, huh?
Hey, without these guys, in all honesty, my daughter's over there, my wife. Without these guys, I would not be here.
No doubt.
And I tell everyone
No
that,
doubt.
hey, these guys these are my family. This is my strength, and they believe in me, even when other people are looking the other way.
I think this is the key thing, is belief. It's belief in you. You believe in yourself. The self-belief of the team is what makes a difference. So we're all in awe of what just happened. I think this is fantastic for the sport. I think we all went forward tonight. I just said to Shawn, there was an uproar back here like I've never heard. And the audience was just amazed,
Insane.
Something special happened tonight, man. And he told you, you're going to be Mr. Olympia one day, and now you are.
The funny thing is, the first time me and Chris spoke, and he said, you'll be top 3 at the Olympia, I thought he was high. Because I just...
Just from Florida and everything.
I just placed 11th, and, I had hernia surgery. I looked like a water buffalo. I hadn't been in the gym in 10 weeks.
What'd I say?
And he's like, you look great. I'm like, maybe he's not looking at my picture. He goes, no, you'll be top.
He knows what he's looking at.
I'm like, Chris, I just want to make the top 10. He says, if you make the top 10.
Hey, can we just bring one more guy into the frame?
The president himself.
Jim, can we get you in on the interview? We've got everyone else. Thanks, team. Let's just bring Jim in.
I have to give it to Mr. Mainion. He came out to L.A., and he was in the gym for an entire week. And it started to scare me because, Jim doesn't really talk much when he comes to the gym. He kind of walk around and put his baseball cap on.
Hey, that's pretty good coming from you, saying someone don't talk much.
And he gets on the bike. And then he looked at me one day and helped correct a couple of poses. Hey, do it this way, do it that way. You look phenomenal. That stuck in the back of my mind. I'm like, hey, this is the president. And I remember from there on, I just told myself, if Jim is looking at an unfinished product and tell me that I look good at that point, I called Chris up. I flew down to Tampa to see Chris just to make sure.
Well, Jim, you don't sugarcoat.
You had your day.
But the truth is, you don't sugarcoat stuff.
never sugarcoat.
If you say someone looks good, they're looking
Yeah,
good,
well,
real good.
If he didn't look good, I'd have told him he didn't look good because then you got to go back and do something different. But I liked what I saw, and I said, just keep going the way you're going.
Now, Jim, we just had a little history made tonight.
Okay.
It went crazy back here. The place exploded when the announcement was made. What was it like out there with the new Mr. Olympia?
I think it was fun. I never saw people stand that long, actually. I mean, they stood It was very, very popular. Very, very popular. Listen, it was close. I mean, it's not easy to beat 7-time Mr. Olympia. This guy beat him. So all credit to Phil Heath. I'm sure he's made him work harder.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Phil's going to come back, so you're going to have to keep working hard. So I'm sure Phil's not finished.
Yeah,
And I'm
no
sure,
doubt.
you know,
No
which
doubt.
is going to be great. That's okay. That's what we want. It's like anything. So I thought the judges did a great job.
They did. They had a tough job. They judged
Tough
it well.
job, tough job.
And it just shows to all the naysayers out there that anything can happen.
Absolutely.
You know, the best person wins. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure there's still going to be some people out there. They're going to say, well, no, we don't. We still think Phil should have won, and we think this guy should have won. The judges can never make anybody happy except first place guy or first woman. So, but I think we made a lot of people happy, I think, tonight.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think the sport went forward. I think we've got a great new champ here, Jim, and you must be really proud of just how tonight went.
Very proud, very proud. Great show all the way around. All the winners.
There you go. We got that from the boss.
Straight from the boss.
I think that's enough for us tonight. NPC News Online, we're out.